Hello, hello. I love this question. I wrote down a few questions that people have been sending me, and I love this one. It says, why can't I change my lifestyle without discussing mindset and inner game? Can't you just tell me what to do? And I was chuckling when I read this question because I have heard this question very often at the office. I would start discussing mindset, the unconscious, and then at some point the person would say, well, okay, so what do I do then? Okay, can't you just tell me what to do? What do I eat? What do I tell him? What do I tell her? Just tell me what to tell her. I want to have a good date. What do I do? It's like that kind of thing. And so there's this huge need to be told what to do because the majority of us have been conditioned as children to basically obey orders. You go to school, the teacher tells you to be quiet, don't talk, I talk, you listen, and on and on and on. So most of us have been conditioned to obey orders, not to explore our divinity within ourselves. It's a matter of conditioning, it's a matter of hypnosis of life. So when that person has a problem, they're told by somebody, oh, you need therapy. So they obey that command and they find a therapist. Say they land at our office and we start discussing who you are and what's important to you. They're not used to that. They're not used to making choices. They're not used to addressing themselves. They're used to obeying orders. They're used to doing what's expected of them. So when we begin that discussion, and I'm actually interested in knowing who you are and what makes you tick, and they get a little bit distressed. They're not used to that question. So after a while of that distress, inevitably they'll ask me, okay, but that's why I came to therapy. I don't know the answer to those questions. That's why I came here, for you to tell me. And they literally tell me that. That's why I'm here, for you to tell me. Last night, I was in a session with a couple. I'm not making this up. It's actually exactly as I'm telling you. Just last night, I was in a session with a couple, and about 3 or 4 times, the lady, the wife, told me, but that's why I'm here, for you to tell me what to do. And I would repeat again, well, that's not why I'm here. I'm here for you to discover who you are and flourish. No, but that's why I'm here, for you to tell me what to do. And people, the day before, I was in another session as an example, and again, happens to be a lady, and she tells me, it wasn't a couple, was a woman, and she was telling me, but I want to do as you tell me. I want to comply. This is the word that she would use frequently. I want to comply. What do I do? I want to, and so I've been doing this for 25 years, and I'm telling you that you may not think of yourself as someone who has been conditioned to obey authority figures like parents and teachers and religious figures, but the majority of us have been conditioned to obey. So a person has a problem, their mom will tell them, go to a therapist, they'll call me. When they get to me, they tell me, no, my mom says I have this problem. Okay, what do you think? I don't know, my mom thinks I'm this. Okay, what do you think? I don't know, my mom says that. Okay, what do you think? Well, my mom thinks, sometimes it takes several sessions to get off the topic of what their mom thinks. So that adults I'm talking, not children. And the mother example is just an example. Sometimes it's the wife or the parent or the father, whatever. But so my doctor told me to come here and talk to you. Yeah, how come? Oh, my doctor says I have high blood pressure and that's stress related. Okay, are you stressed out? Well, my doctor says that. Okay, I got it. What do you think? Well, my doctor thinks that. You see, authority figures, and that's conditioning. That's hypnosis right there. So to get to who that person is, sometimes it takes a while. They're not used to this. They're not used to making choices. Studies show that when a person thinks that they're choosing something, the choice has already been made for them. We've been conditioned by advertising, by previous suggestions. So most people have never made a choice in their lives, and therefore they don't feel free because they cannot choose. They have never been allowed to choose. They never exercised the muscle of choice. So you tell me, that's not true. This guy's full of it. I choose all the time. I go to the store and I choose what I want to buy. And a ton of studies prove that that's not true. We have been conditioned to consume a certain way and so forth. So the majority of people do not make choices. Therefore, we end up very unhappy because choices are made for us. So when a person tells me, can't you just tell me what to do? It's equivalent to saying, can't you just make choices for me? If I were a bad person, evil, that's exactly what I would do, and I would charge them for it. But notice, I'm not, and therefore I don't. Why? Because that would be more of the very problem they came here to solve. The problem they came to solve is that they never discovered who they are. So we have to address that inner component of their divinity, of who they actually are, for them to flourish and become who they really are. If I tell them what to do, what is the difference between my opinion, their rabbi's opinion, their priest's opinion, their parents' opinion, their neighbor's opinion, their doctor's opinion? What is the difference? It's just one more opinion. It makes no difference. You actually think that my opinion for a person is that much better than their mother's opinion? I mean, who's to say? The best opinion for you is yours. But sometimes it takes a bit of work to get to it. Who are you? What is your life about? Sometimes it takes a lot of digging to get to that. So can't you just tell me what to do? Of course not. I would be doing you a huge disservice. I would never harm you in that way. What I am proposing and willing to do is to help you become you. Blessings.